The sky is falling.
The sky is falling. We got the Chicago Sky general manager, Jeff P., throwing Angel Reese under the bus?
The Chicago Sky, a franchise that pinned colossal hopes on the arrival of Angel Reese, now finds itself navigating a storm of its own making, with their star rookie caught directly in the eye. The Chai Barbie, who blitzed into the WNBA with a tidal wave of hype, a championship aura from her LSU days, and more media coverage than many seasoned veterans, is now grappling with a reality far harsher than the polished image. That initial burst of unshakable swag, the max volume confidence that defined her entry, is now being tested by glaring on-court struggles, uncharacteristically direct public criticism from her own team's management, and a narrative that's dangerously close to flipping from celebrated icon to cautionary tale. The dream of a new Chicago dynasty, built around Reese, is showing significant, alarming cracks.
The Chicago Sky lose again. The Chicago Sky lose again. Now, this is actually something that's pretty funny. I need to show it to you guys. Angel Reese's teammates, I mean, they got her in the post, but for some reason, they're just choosing not to give her the ball.
Angel Reese didn't merely enter the WNBA, she detonated onto the scene, enveloped in a media hurricane and carrying the weight of colossal expectations. Her arrival was less a debut and more a coronation, meticulously orchestrated by a league eager for new stars and a Chicago Sky franchise desperate for a game-changing talent. Fresh from a celebrated collegiate career where she was both a champion and a cultural icon, her confidence seemed unshakable, her brand already a well-oiled machine. The Sky didn't just acquire a forward, they acquired a movement, a personality they banked on to energize a city and redefine their team's identity. Billboards blazed with her image, national media outlets chronicled her every move, and she was relentlessly positioned as not just a rookie, but the rookie destined to dominate. The foundation was laid for an epic saga of success, yet the unyielding realities of professional basketball have begun to chip away at that polished veneer with brutal efficiency.
Angel Reese is under fire from the Chicago Sky general manager. The general manager names Angel Reese by name and says, "We need more out of."
The initial tremors of unease were perhaps easy to dismiss. The standard growing pains of a rookie adapting to the heightened speed, physicality, and strategic complexity of the WNBA. A few too many missed shots here, a turnover there. But as the Chicago Sky's season began to list, their losses accumulating with alarming regularity, Reese's individual performances were thrust under an increasingly harsh and unforgiving microscope. Then, the dam of polite internal concern finally broke. Jeff Pagliocca, the Chicago Sky general manager, a figure usually embodying corporate stoicism, took the extraordinary step of publicly voicing the team's dissatisfaction. "We need more out of her," he declared, each word a carefully aimed dart. This wasn't just constructive criticism, it was a public summons, a clear signal that the grace period was over. For a GM to single out a marquee rookie in such a direct fashion was a seismic event, an undeniable indicator that the internal frustration had reached a boiling point, and patience was evaporating like morning mist.
That's something that has yet to come together, but it's a necessity for us to win, Pagliocca said. She's had some great games, and she's had some games like everybody else that haven't been her best. But she's our best chance at versatility on this roster. We need more production out of her, but we need her to help us in other ways too. We need more production out of her. Jeff Pagliocca has been seeing some of the disappointment.
This demand for more isn't an abstract complaint. It's rooted in a pattern of on-court struggles that are becoming impossible to ignore. Angel Reese's offensive game, particularly her finishing ability in the paint, an area where she was expected to be a dominant force, has become a conspicuous liability. Those once anomalous missed layups have evolved into a troubling, consistent feature of her play, each clank off the rim audibly deflating team morale and visibly exasperating her coaches and teammates. Her shooting percentages have languished, a stark contrast to the efficiency expected from a key interior player. Every fumbled pass, every ill-advised shot, every defensive lapse isn't just an isolated mistake. It's another piece of mounting evidence in a growing dossier of underperformance. While the Sky's woes are multifaceted, Reese's inability to provide the consistent offensive punch and reliable interior presence they desperately banked on is undeniably a significant anchor weighing the team down. The game clock isn't the only one ticking. A much larger, more ominous one seems to be counting down on her opportunity to prove she belongs in the upper echelon.
Reese has seen her numbers drop from her rookie season to her second in 2025. She is averaging 10 points on 35% shooting and 12 rebounds per game compared to 2024, where she posted 13.6 points on 39% shooting and 13 rebounds per game. To make matters worse for the Sky, Courtney Vandersloot, she's out for the season with a torn ACL.
That's something that has yet to come together, but it's a necessity for us to win. She's had some great games, but she's had some games like everybody else that haven't been her best. But she's our best chance at versatility on this roster.
Beyond the candid public critiques and the cold, hard statistics, an even more volatile and charged atmosphere is rumored to be festering behind the Sky's carefully managed public facade. Unconfirmed, yet persistent, whispers from sources purportedly close to the team paint a picture of a franchise wrestling with internal discord, where the initial euphoria surrounding Reese's arrival has soured into a palpable, almost suffocating tension. There are hushed stories of intense, closed-door meetings, confrontations where the niceties were stripped away, and the raw, unvarnished truth of her shortcomings was laid bare by frustrated management. Imagine the electric charge in that room, the PR-spun narratives and hopeful projections giving way to blunt assessments and ultimatums. The pressure cooker isn't just on, it's rattling, and the environment within the Sky's operations is reportedly fraught with unspoken anxieties, escalating demands, and the heavy weight of unmet expectations.
How come the first time we hear you call a player out by name, it's Angel Reese? How come you went and you hired Tyler Marsh to be the head coach of this team, and then you co-signed him building an offense around Camila Cardoso, yet the first time we're talking about we need more from a player, it's for Angel Reese and not Camila Cardoso. Last time I checked, they both have been playing like garbage.
We had pretty big, significant expectations for the season, which is why I made the moves I made. His assessment was that the Sky's 2 and 6 need to improve everywhere going into to address the lack of cohesion on defense and poor shooting. Going into Tuesday night's loss, they let a league worst 90.1 points per game. We're shooting just 39%.
This internal unease is dramatically mirrored and arguably magnified by the relentless, often merciless judgment playing out in the court of public opinion, particularly across social media and sports commentary. Angel Reese, once celebrated and shielded by a wave of positive press, now finds herself adrift in a sea of intense, frequently brutal online dissection. Viral compilations of her missed shots, turnovers, and perceived on-court lapses circulate with vicious speed, each clip meticulously replayed, slowed down, and satirized. Platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and countless sports forums have transformed into virtual arenas where her every move is scrutinized, every flaw magnified, every misstep becoming fodder for memes and scathing critiques. Analysts with a cold, clinical precision deconstruct her struggles, while fans, emboldened by anonymity, unleash torrents of unfiltered criticism. The Chai Barbie moniker, once emblematic of her unique blend of style and substance, is now frequently wielded with sarcasm, a pointed reminder of a hype that feels increasingly hollow against the backdrop of her on-court difficulties. The shift from media darling to online target has been swift, unforgiving, and deeply public.
Angel Reese, part 40, let's get it! My favorite shot in basketball, Angel Reese, long two, bang! We saw some improvement last night. They only lost by 18 and some of the layups hit rim. Bang! WNBA socials show Angel, but not her teammates. Did you say butter? Butter pecan! Bang! They're giving you free and open looks. You better cash them in, girl. Oopsie. Bang! Bring it back to the dipsy-doo, whipsy-doo. Give me that scoopity-boopity-bop. Bang! More layups. She's right-handed, by the way. Did you know? Bang! Bang! She's a great rebounder. She grabs that board really well. All the people there are excited to watch her rebound. Look at that. Watch out for the out-of-bounds line. Bang! If I'm her coach and I see this setup right here, I'm calling timeout. Nothing good ever happens here. Bing bong. Bang! Anytime she gets tied up for a jump ball, you know she's losing that because she can't jump.
In the face of this escalating criticism, Angel Reese has consistently projected an image of unwavering resilience and a commitment to her craft. She has spoken publicly about being her own harshest critic, about her dedication to relentless hard work, and her unshakable belief that her efforts will, inevitably, translate into on-court success. "I know it's going to translate," she has firmly stated, a mantra of self-assurance. However, these affirmations are finding it increasingly difficult to coexist harmoniously with the persistent visual evidence of her struggles and the growing cacophony of doubters. Is this steadfast confidence a genuine reflection of an internal belief in her developmental process, or is it an increasingly necessary psychological armor against the barrage of external pressure? The widening chasm between her assertive pronouncements and the often hesitant, inefficient, and seemingly overwhelmed player witnessed on the court is becoming a central, troubling theme of her rookie narrative, prompting deeper questions about her self-perception, her adaptability, and her capacity to make the crucial adjustments the professional game demands.
Angel Reese was quoted as saying, "I put my head down and work every single day. I don't give up on anything. I critique myself the most. I know it's going to translate. I'm just going to put my head down and work. I know the results will show."
Obviously there's no place in this league for that. I think the WNBA, our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, from so many people across this league, and being able to support me and going through this whole process. Obviously it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone, and I think they've done a great job supporting us in this.
The WNBA is a joke, and even with Clark carrying the league on her shoulders, it still sucks.
The palpable strain is also, according to keen observers and insider whispers, beginning to subtly manifest within the intricate dynamics of the team itself. While professional athletes are masters of public solidarity, the nuanced, unspoken language of on-court interactions, a lingering gaze, a hesitant pass, a subtle shift in body language, can often betray underlying frustrations. There have been increasingly noticeable instances where Reese, despite appearing to establish advantageous post position, is overlooked, the ball conspicuously moving elsewhere, fueling rampant speculation about a potential dip in her teammates' on-court trust. Are some of the more seasoned veterans, those who have battled for years in the league, growing silently weary of offensive possessions stalling or ending in missed opportunities when the ball goes her way? Is there an undercurrent of quiet resentment, a questioning of the disproportionate media attention and franchise focus Reese commands, especially if her performance doesn't consistently validate that elite status? These are uncomfortable, potentially divisive questions, yet they invariably surface with every Sky offensive breakdown, every critical play that goes awry, hinting at the corrosive effect that perceived inequities or unfulfilled expectations can have on the delicate chemistry of a team.
The Sky believed they were ready to compete for a playoff spot season where the team could give anyone a fight. There's no sugarcoating how things have gone. They sputtered early, lost Sloot to a torn ACL. They're near the bottom in the league, both offensively and defensively, after loading up on veterans. Even understanding that growth takes time, the Sky shouldn't have been this bad.
Well, that's a front office issue as much as it's an Angel Reese issue. If your front office and your coach is completely fine with one of your star players missing practice to go to this engagement and to go to that engagement, then your general manager and head coach, they need to have a little bit more backbone. They need to say, no, this is a brand new team. We can't afford that, Angel. But instead, they co-sign it. They allow it. They encourage it. And they wonder why things look how they look.
Compounding Reese's already significant challenges is the inescapable and often unfairly magnified comparison to her fellow high-profile rookie Caitlin Clark. While Reese navigates a gauntlet of criticism and struggles with consistency, Clark appears to be on a different trajectory, captivating the league with her prodigious scoring, record-breaking performances, and a seemingly more seamless adaptation to the professional ranks. Clark's games with the Indiana Fever are rapidly becoming marquee events, her impact on viewership and league interest undeniable. This stark side-by-side narrative, the struggling phenom versus the ascendant superstar, inevitably casts an even longer, more imposing shadow over Reese's difficulties. Every dazzling long-range three from Clark, every perfectly threaded assist serves as an implicit and, for Reese's critics, explicit commentary on what Reese is not delivering. While they are fundamentally different players with distinct skill sets and team contexts, the relentless sports media machine thrives on such direct comparisons, a narrative device that, in this instance, frequently positions Reese as falling short, thereby intensifying the scrutiny and amplifying the questions surrounding her own star potential and her readiness to carry a franchise.
Manager Jeff Pagliocca allowing Tyler Marsh to say, yeah, Angel, go do your influencer thing and hopefully it doesn't take away from your basketball play. This is an easy entry pass right over Brianna Jones into Angel Reese's left hand. We can do a sidearm pass right into Angel Reese's left hand. We drop it off to Rachel Banham. Rachel Banham looking right at Angel Reese. And you know what this team would rather do? They would rather... Look at that. Angel Reese is just quitting at this point. She knows she's not getting the ball. They would rather turn the ball over on a shot clock violation than give Angel Reese the ball when she actually has post position.
The Chicago Sky organization, consequently, finds itself navigating an increasingly treacherous landscape. Their substantial investment in Angel Reese was multifaceted. She represented not just a coveted draft pick, but a cornerstone of their future, a central figure in their marketing strategy, and the intended face of a revitalized franchise. Now they are forced to confront the chilling possibility that their marquee acquisition, at least in the immediate term, might be more of a branding exercise than a consistent on-court game changer. The front office is ensnared in a classic sports dilemma. How long do you patiently nurture a struggling, high-profile talent, hoping for that elusive breakthrough, versus making the pragmatic, potentially ruthless decisions necessary to salvage a season and build a winning culture? The social media engagement and the initial buzz were undeniably valuable, but those metrics offer little solace when the losses pile up. A palpable sense of unease permeates the organization, a dawning awareness that their significant gamble on Reese's immediate impact might have carried far greater risks than initially perceived.
This is a team that they might say that they get along. They might say that they're all friends and everything's fine in the locker room. But yikes, come on. Look at that. Alicia Gray's back's turned to the play. Brianna Jones is face guarding Camila Cardoso. And Rachel Banham just refuses to give Angel Reese the ball, and the Chicago Sky get a shot clock violation. I'm not sure what's going on over there in Chicago.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too.
I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too.
A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question.
Angel Reese can't proudly accept the role of the villain, then beg people for sympathy. You can't complain about mythical racism. You can't create stories of fake racism that get exposed, then ask people to feel sorry for you.
And make no mistake, the window of unconditional patience in professional sports is notoriously brief. While no definitive drastic actions have been officially announced, the back channels and rumor mills of the WNBA are perpetually active. Could a temporary or even extended benching be a looming possibility if the downward trend continues? A stark message, or simply a tactical necessity? Might her playing time see a significant recalibration to allow others an opportunity, or to shield her from further high-pressure failures? And then there's the most severe, though still largely speculative scenario, the once unthinkable notion of a trade. While trading a recent top draft pick so early is often a last resort, the relentless pressure to produce results, to appease a fan base, and to demonstrate decisive leadership can compel organizations to consider even the most dramatic options. As one seasoned insider bluntly summarized the mood, the PR honeymoon, the grace period, that's definitively over. This is a results business, and right now, the results aren't there. The unspoken but ever-present threat looms large. No single player, irrespective of their draft pedigree, marketing allure, or past collegiate glories, is ultimately indispensable or larger than the team's pursuit of success.
Caitlin Clark is more mature. Caitlin Clark has decorum.
Go Caitlin Clark.
obviously is jet fuel to its popularity.
Caitlin Clark is far better of a basketball player and has made such a tremendous impact in a greater number, more so than Angel Reese. Everybody knows that. Her college career was better. The stadium sales, the WNBA popularity has gone up because Caitlin Clark.
I have yet to see a single example of Angel Reese being a leader outside of rebounding her own missed layups. What does Angel Reese do? What is her contribution? You tell me, because I'm not seeing it. I know I'm harsh on Angel Reese, but she considers herself a star. If you're going to call yourself a star, I expect you to perform like a star, especially in big moments. Caitlin Clark was injured. Angel Reese was the only star on the court last night. And for 27 minutes, she completely disappeared.
Angel Reese now stands at a profound and urgent crossroads in her nascent professional career. The intoxicating adulation of her college championship days and the initial whirlwind of her WNBA arrival, with all its attendant hype, have decisively given way to the stark, unyielding, and often brutal realities of the highest level of women's basketball. This league does not distribute trophies for past achievements or social media influence. It relentlessly demands consistent, elite-level performance, an unwavering commitment to improvement, and the resilience to navigate inevitable adversity. The raw, undeniable talent that captivated a nation is still present. Those flashes of brilliance that hinted at a transcendent future, but raw potential, unrefined and untested by sustained professional pressure, is merely a starting point. It requires meticulous honing, an honest confrontation of weaknesses, and the development of an ironclad mental fortitude. The choice before her is as clear as it is daunting. Evolve, adapt, and courageously rise to meet this formidable challenge, or risk becoming yet another poignant footnote in sports history. A star whose brilliance promised so much, but ultimately faded under the harsh glare of unfulfilled expectations. The narrative of her